watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome to the April episode of Healthy Germantown. I'm your host, Will Kassner. This month we are heading out to the farm park to talk with Joni Roberts and Jeff Terry. We'll also head out to Campbell Brown Park for a segment on spring sports. But first, we're here in the studio to talk with GMSD Coordinated School Health Supervisor, Brian Fisher. Brian, thanks for stopping by.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm great, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming by. So tell me a little bit about how you got into the school coordinated health business.
Sure, I've been a physical education teacher is my background, and I worked for Shelby County Schools prior to our district starting, which was almost 4 years ago. Was the physical education supervisor for Shelby County prior to coming to Germantown, and moved to the coordinated school health position starting at the beginning of our district.
About 4 years ago.
About 4 years, we're about to finish it up.
Yeah, so now there's something unique that Tennessee does, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about how we differ from other states.
Sure. Coordinated school health is only here in the state of Tennessee, where Tennessee is unique that it provides grant money for one coordinated school health person per district and allows money that we reapply for every year to help healthy school initiatives, help with staff initiatives. Everything that we look at is basically looking to break down those non-academic barriers. So if I said this is a child, it's everything that can prevent that child in the school district from learning, we try to break down. It could be health, it could be health services, nutrition, physical activity, physical education, nutrition, community involvement, of course. Mm-hmm. Any of those type things that we could come through. There's much more that we do.
Yeah, so practically, what does school coordinated health look like on a day-to-day basis?
Well, 90% of it has to deal with health services. In my current position in the student services department, I work to supervise all our nurses. Germantown is very blessed to have 6 full-time RNs in our districts. We have 5, 1 in each school, and then a district lead nurse that goes around and helps supervise our nurses, helps for subs to make sure that we're never without a nurse in our school district. My main focus there is to make sure when students register, or parents register their students, that we are providing the least restrictive environment for our students, whether it be mental health or physical impairments or any of those type things that could stop our students from learning just like anyone else.
Yeah. So are there, you said initiatives as far as staff and students. What are some of the initiatives that you guys have rolled out?
Sure.
And have you seen any, grandiose results from those?
Yeah, just this year we worked with UT Extension to do the Walk Across Tennessee program,
yes.
and I know the city did some type things, and I think Parks Recreation did things like that too.
Sure did.
But we're very happy with how successful. We had about 25 teachers participate, and basically what we were trying to do is start an initiative to have our students walk from west to east part of Tennessee, which is roughly about 500 miles. So it was many activities that the students could do, from walking, going to recess, playing soccer after school. We even did calculated horseback riding and all those type things. So if they did soccer for 15 minutes, they got a mile. So everything kind of added up towards the end to equal that end result of getting 500 miles. And we awarded 3 teachers, 1 from each school, as the top class winners. Those top class winners, our biggest one was about 1,900 miles our students walked in that one class. I think our next was right at 1,800, and the other one was right around, I think it was one with 1,850, and the other one was right at 1,800. So we're very proud that happened. And after we did it for our first year, we've already gotten several feedback from other teachers that they want to include themselves next year. So those are one things we do, is really trying to add to that physical activity and making sure our students are up and moving and that our blood is circulating to our brains, and that's where we want it to be for optimal learning.
For sure. So as far as community involvement, what are some of the events that you've done in the Germantown area to push that healthy mentality?
Yeah, well, we've worked with the Germantown Education Foundation to set up the yoga on the fields. The big project that I really work on every year is the GMSD 5K Color Run. I work behind the scenes a lot on that, managing, making sure our students and teachers are well informed about the race, helping get vendors to the race, working at the mapping, all those type things, but really is to push the race, to make sure it brings all our community together to create such a healthy event for our community and partners in education.
Yeah, so you're sort of the lead marketer on this event.
Yeah, Stephanie Brockway and I work closely with that. I wouldn't say I am the lead, but she says I am, but I like to say behind the scenes.
So what's unique about this race?
Well, it's a great opportunity for the entire family. I mean, you could go, even if your child is not in our schools, you can participate. We had about 2,500 participants last year.
Wow.
And probably about 5,000 people attend the festival. The festival is completely free. You don't really have to participate in the race to join it. You know, there's free rock climbing walls, there's bouncy houses for the kids, there's mascots walking around, whether it be Rocky the Redbird or our school mascots, Chick-fil-A cows, you know, those type fun things for the kids to do. Lots of events and tons of vendors, almost 50 vendors last year handing out free advertisements for their company, lots of materials and things that they could do. But there's two different races. There's a fully timed 5K run that we do at the beginning, starting at 2 o'clock on April 29th. That race goes, and it's fully timed by start to finish, and then an hour after that, we start the 1 mile color run. And that's the big fun thing.
That's the real fun,
Oh,
right?
it's a lot of fun. If you've ever attended, you do get a little messy, but it all washes off, and it's
Totally
no
safe.
big deal.
Doesn't stain
And
the clothes, or does
yeah,
it?
doesn't stain the clothes, doesn't hurt the children. All is completely environmental friendly, of course. And that's the 1 mile color run. And then when that starts, we do a big toss at the beginning, and it's cornstarch color based. And we throw over 1,000 pounds of color.
That's a lot of color.
Yeah, it's several different stations throughout the race, and it's just a big thing. We've seen kids rolling on the ground and things like that. It's a lot of fun. It raises a lot of money for our school district. The individual schools were able to get back almost close to $50,000 to $60,000 last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there was right off the top. The race costs $25, and that covers the entire thing. So if you want to do the 5K and the 1 mile, it's just $25. You get a nice T-shirt with it, and automatically half of whatever school you want to sponsor when you register. $12.50 of that $25 goes directly to that school, and we hand a check from the Education Foundation over to the principal, and then teachers are able to apply for teacher grants. Many libraries have been funded with these, music, arts, physical education, classroom sciences, special ed. Lots of grants have been written from this race, so we very much look forward to it every year.
Awesome. And so again, the goal in all of this is to really push that movement of a healthier lifestyle.
It's building that community, making sure parents are being out active with their students, with their children, modeling physical activity, and then healthy living and lifestyle.
Sounds great. Well, Brian, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Look forward to running through some cornstarch color on April 29th.
All right, I appreciate you.
All righty. Well, we have to take a short break. We'll see you at the farm park when we come back.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome back to Healthy Germantown. We are down home on the farm at the Bobby Lanier Farm Park to talk a little bit about gardening and healthy eating with our good friends Joni and Jeff. Joni, Jeff, thanks for letting us stop by.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming out.
Glad to. So the farm park is kind of a hidden gem of Germantown. Tell me a little bit about how you guys got involved with the farm park.
Well, a friend of mine kept telling me about this farmer's market. So in an attempt to find it, I went online and found it, and also found a job opening. So I applied, and here I am.
All right, it worked out.
It worked out.
Yeah. Jeff, what about you?
Well, about 7 years ago when this garden association started, I went ahead and joined, and just as a gardener, and went in to pay my dues and met with Pam Beasley. And she had found out, through talking with her, she found out that I had been doing a lot of gardening in the past and everything, and she asked me to lead it. And I really didn't want to, but I went ahead and said yes. And next thing I know, it turns into a job here with the city, and the program continues to grow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And now you kind of have I guess, an interesting approach to gardening, right? As far as...
Well, you know, we do full organic gardening. We're not certified organic, but we use all organic principles, and which means basically we're not using any kind of synthetic herbicides or pesticides. And actually, we don't really use any kind of pesticide at all. That's why we have the Garden Association members. They go in and pick off all the bugs. So
really?
with a good team.
Hard work.
Oh yeah. Turn them all into killers by the end of their season.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is it true what John Denver said, that life on the farm is kind of laid back?
Most definitely.
Yeah, most of the time.
Oh yeah.
So we're kind of coming up on the warmer months, gardening season. What are some programs, activities that you guys offer for the community that kind of lend to that healthier lifestyle?
We've got some classes coming up on backyard chickens, so people who want to have their own hens and have their own fresh eggs. All about soil.
Yeah.
How to build
Gotta
your
learn
soil and
about
have good vegetables, and also organic pest management, so they can learn how to do the garden member technique of picking bugs off
Picking
by
those
hand
bugs.
instead of using pesticides.
Yeah.
And, also, we're having an event coming up called Ag Day at the Farm Park, and this year we're going to highlight the community garden. We'll have organizations from around the Mid-South that are involved in agriculture, so that's coming up on March 24th, and we're very excited about that. So.
Cool. Now you also have a little thing called the farmers market.
We have that as
hinted
well.
on earlier. Tell us a little bit
Yes.
about the farmers market.
Well, for those of us who maybe aren't as good at gardening as Jeff and farmers, we can come and buy fresh produce here, and we run June to August, and we also have local chefs come and show us how to prepare this food.
Really?
And give us their delicious recipes. So
Yeah.
that's called our Summer Supper Series, and that runs from about 6:15 to 6:45 every Thursday night, June to August.
Awesome.
First,
So you can
first week of August or so.
you can buy the food and also learn what to do with it.
Exactly.
Sometimes you buy fancy veggies and it's like, well, these look nice, but
Yeah,
what do I do?
what do I
right?
do with it? So the farmers here are very helpful too. They'll give you recipes as well on how they prepare things. So.
Very good, very good. Now, Jeff, you have a program that's kind of yours, right? As far as the Community Garden Club. Tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about that.
It's pretty much mine. Yeah, that's the thing that I do. Yeah, the Garden Association members volunteer about 2 hours a week, and right now we're looking at about 60 folks, and we're always trying to grow that, get that number a little bit larger. But for those 60 folks, they get for the 2 hours they work, they get a portion of the yield. We do about 13,000 pounds of produce out of the garden, which is only a 1/16 of an acre. So it is a pretty good amount there, and it's because we use a French intensive technique. So you plant plants a lot closer together, and so you just get a lot better.
More bang for your buck.
Yeah, basically for that size. Yeah, and anyway, other than that, they also get honey and of course eggs as well. We've got a few beehives, although this winter has sort of killed off a few of our hives. Yeah, unfortunately for everybody's. Yeah. But we'll pull it through, probably get some more swarms in the spring, and we'll see some honey by October, hopefully.
What are some of the the highlight veggies that you guys grow out of the garden?
Well, of course, tomatoes. We do all heirloom tomatoes. And other than that, man, I think that's all that anybody ever talks about is the tomatoes.
How good the tomatoes are?
We might have Swiss chard and lettuce and spinach, all this kind of stuff. It's like, man, when are the tomatoes going to be ready?
Yeah.
It's like they're just, tapping their foot waiting. So
The good stuff.
Yeah.
We can make anything with tomatoes.
Exactly. And everybody seems to know what to do with a tomato.
Yes.
So.
Very friendly vegetable.
Exactly.
So how do you become a member of the garden club?
You just need to join. Just call up Parks and Rec Department, get online on the city's website, and navigate to a form that you can fill in. And I think it's $75 to join, and that basically runs from March all the way through almost to March again, depending on the weather.
Yeah.
So I try to, even though we shut down in the end of October, there's still veggies, a lot of winter vegetables that we plant all the way through winter. Other than this winter, this was a hard one. Yeah, this is
Nice
a really
sweet
tough.
potatoes.
Yeah, but everything's coming back, and so by spring we'll have our beets and Swiss chard and all types of things
All
like
that
that.
good stuff.
Yeah.
So you guys got a lot of good things going on. How does the gardening farmers market, how does that tie into healthy living as far as, there's multiple levels of that. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, for the Garden Association, it's a form of exercise, of course. It's not only community and community involvement, but there's a lot of functional exercise that's going on. You're lifting, you're squatting, you're pulling, you're pushing, all those types of things. And of course, as we all know, exercise is, increases endorphins and makes you feel better, and it's just a positive thing, being outdoors and then sort of in touch with nature. So.
Yeah. Soaking in that vitamin D.
Exactly, a lot of vitamin D.
Joni, how about you?
Same thing with the farmers market. We have volunteers that come out and help set up and take down and run water out to our vendors. We keep our vendors pretty spoiled. And so that's opportunity for the high school kids, and we also have activities for the kids out here, 10 acres to run around, so they get a lot of outdoor time as well. And I like our market because it builds, and as well as the garden too, builds community, and that feeling of community is good for our health too.
Yeah, it really is. So any last tidbits that you'd like to share with us about the farm park before we have to say goodbye?
I would like to just say that we do field trips here too, and the garden is really an excellent place for the kids to learn. They love coming here, and the garden also is very accepting of kids,
Most definitely.
families. It's a family type place to be. So
Now
I
you can
encourage
come
people
out
to come
anytime,
out.
right?
Exactly.
Yes, you can come out and
Come
go
on
for a
out and
walk.
De-stress.
Yeah, hang out with the chickens.
Hang out with the chickens.
Awesome. They really are nice. Well, thanks for letting us stop by. Really enjoyed it and look forward to seeing the garden come to life later on this spring.
Great, thank you.
More Healthy Germantown after this.
How long have we been married, dear?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years. We decided on Meals on Wheels because I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
We're back in the studio to talk a little bit about baseball. Joining us is Rob Stallings, Executive Director for the Germantown Baseball League. Rob, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about GBL and about how you're involved.
Well, the Germantown Baseball League is a youth sports organization with an official sports provider for the city of Germantown as far as baseball goes. This year we'll have over 1,200 kids playing recreational baseball. And we've been around about 9 years now. And our mission, our goal as an organization is to provide as many kids the ability to play baseball at the most affordable cost. And this is the 6th straight year that we've not raised registration cost. So for the last 6 years, registration costs have been the same, and our numbers just continue to grow.
Yeah, and you've seen substantial growth over the years, right?
Oh, it's been huge. This is the 3rd year in a row where our numbers have increased. We went to a waiting list on ages 4 through 14 this year. So the numbers just continue to grow. We'd love to have everybody play. We do not like turning kids away. It goes against what we're trying to accomplish, but we're out of space.
We're out
of roster space, we're out of field space.
Yep.
We'd be playing in backyards if we kept going.
Start a wiffle ball league maybe?
Exactly.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about how you're involved with the program.
This is my first year as executive director. In the past, GBL has been strictly a volunteer-run organization. But we've gotten to the point with 1,200 kids, run by 7 volunteers, it was getting a little too much.
Yep.
And so the opportunity presented itself, and I said, I'd love to step in that role. And with my background in sports administration, it was just a natural fit. And so hopefully we can do some things different now, kind of continue to grow the program with an everyday focus on GBL.
Definitely. And I know you're excited, and I'm excited, and Germantown's excited with the growth and improvement that GBL has seen over the years. What are some things that you would say make GBL unique or set it apart from other programs?
I think the first thing is facilities. I think facilities is number one. I mean, with Cameron Brown Park, Bob Haley Park, Houston Levy, our facilities are second to none, especially when it comes to rec ball. And it's word spreads. That there's plenty of room to practice, and the atmosphere on a game day during the spring and early summer months is second to none.
Yeah, unbeatable.
So yeah, and it's just the parents love it. It's a family-friendly atmosphere, whether the kids are on the field or off the field. Mm-hmm. And we've had amazing volunteers throughout the year. I say it many times, without our volunteer coaches, GBL is just 3 letters in the alphabet.
Yep.
It's not a baseball league. But when you add in, we'll have 85, 90 head coaches this year, over 200 assistant coaches that are volunteering their time to help these kids learn the game that they love to play. And a lot of organizations can't get that kind of help. And so, between the facilities, the volunteer coaches, it's just become a first-class baseball organization.
Yeah, and it's really a community building program.
It is, and it's that's the hub of activity. Starting March 18th when the lights come on for games, it's just kind of the hub of activity in Germantown. GBL is going on, and it was funny. We turned the lights on 2-3 weeks ago for practice, and we got 45 more registrations the next day. It's like, everybody's looking for those lights to come on. And so it's kind of become like the central figure point for the Germantown community during the months of April and May.
Yeah, and I know all your participants are geared up and ready to play.
They're ready to play.
It's go time.
It's go time. We get some of this rain out of here.
We'll be good to go.
They're ready to go. We've got people practicing on concrete with wiffle balls or whatever we can do. They're ready to play. And it's baseball season. And we're going to get this rain out of here, and we'll be ready to go.
Rock and roll. So tell me a little bit about ways that you're looking to grow programs or maybe provide new programs that you haven't done before.
Absolutely. This past year, we started a fall league, which we never done before. And we ran it a little bit different. It was really kind of a very plain version of what we do in the spring. Mm-hmm. It was as close to pickup baseball as you can get and still be organized.
Yeah.
We had teams, we had uniforms, but it was for kids that may not be able to play baseball in the spring because of another sporting commitment they have, whether it be soccer or something else. It gave them a chance to experience baseball at an entry level. And we had great turnout, great season. It was just Sundays. We play on Sundays, let them practice once or twice, then turned them loose. And hoping to grow that a little bit. We want to keep it manageable, but at the same time, continue to grow that program as well. Our softball program is another program that's really taken off. This will be the 3rd year that we've offered softball for GBL. This is the 1st year that it will be strictly GBL teams playing GBL teams. In the past, we've kind of joined with Carterville and Arlington and some other communities because we didn't have the number of teams we needed. This year,
got enough.
Germantown will have their own league, and we're really excited about that. And that program continues to grow each and every year as well. And then there's some other things that we're looking at. They're not set in stone. We obviously like to run some camps geared toward our recreational players in the summertime, to give them a chance to continue to learn. Our goal is to teach the game.
Yeah.
We love the games, we love the competition, but we want to teach them the game from a young age and help them, move their career, whether it be into middle school, high school, or college.
And at the end of the day, just enjoy baseball.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
So, last but not least, if somebody wants to volunteer or get involved with GBL, how would you direct them to do so?
Yeah, gblbaseball.org is our website. Germantown Baseball League @gmail.com. Either one of those. Start there, and you can see all the information. The website's been updated, redone, a lot of information there. And I encourage everybody, whether you have a baseball player or not, take a look. It's a great program, and we love volunteers. We've got several volunteers whose sons and daughters have moved out of the league, but they're still there helping coach.
Sounds great. Well, we look forward to stopping by Cameron Brown on a baseball Saturday and watching some games.
Get you a hot dog and Coke.
I will do. I hear you have the best concessions in the world. Is that true?
Hamburgers are pretty good.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you on the field.
Appreciate it.
That's all the time we have for today. If you would like more information about our show or any other GMTV show, visit www.gmtvonline.org. Stay healthy, G-Town.